Hi, I'm Claudio from Dentec Safety Specialists. Today I'm going to talk to you about our half mask Comfort Air Series 100 silicone and 400 series elastomeric rubber. Both masks have very similar design, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the silicone mask first and all the shared features that we have. So you can see we have a very low profile mask from the side and also from the front. And what that does, it has less of a snout on it, so it's easier to see over when you're conducting paint spraying or wearing a grinding shield and so forth. We have very large inhalation connectors where you mount the cartridges to. To give you an idea of the size of them, ours are bigger than a quarter. Our competitors are either the size of a nickel or the size of a dime. So the larger the opening, the greater air you can bring in per breath. And what it does, it reduces breathing resistance and fatigue. I'm going to have the camera come in a little closer here to our exhalation valve diaphragm. It's very important that you understand how it works. So I'm going to take the cap off, and you see we have this rubber diaphragm that's got these ribs on it. And it's a one-way valve, so when you breathe out, it opens and lets air exit the mask. And when you breathe in, of course, it seals and ensures that the air goes through the cartridges and gets filtered. But what I'm going to show you is our unique design. We have a corrugated ribs that you see on the diaphragm, and it's 360 degrees around the stem that mounts into the mask. So what happens is when you breathe out, each diaphragm or each rib traps the air like a parachute, and the entire diaphragm lifts off the seat. It makes it easier to breathe out. It takes less effort to get the diaphragm off the seat, and the mildest breath, chewing gum, talking, whatever, your air is going to be exiting the mask in the most efficient and fastest way possible. Now let me talk for a moment on the suspension system. We have, as you can see, an elastic strap that mounts to this cradle that goes around the crown, and we have this yoke that mounts to the front housing of the face piece. The strap is very soft, feels great against the face. The cradle suspension over the crown, it's adjustable. So if you have a large volume of hair, a ponytail, or you have to put your hair up in a bun, you can position this so there's absolutely no discomfort and the suspension will sit properly. Also, if you have to wear a grinding shield or a hard hat, because of the soft suppleness of the material, it's very soft and it'll fit comfortably underneath those types of other protective devices. Now I'm going to talk about the differences in the face piece, other than the silicone material or the elastomeric rubber. It's the sealing surface inside, the part that touches your face. I'm going to show you both masks so you can visualize them together. So I'm going to ask the camera to zoom in a little bit. And as you can see in our blue silicone mask, it has very wide side walls, a great big deep chin cup in comparison to our elastomeric 400 series mask. The 400 series mask is similar to most of the competition. But what differentiates us in the silicone series, the 100 mask, is the size of the sealing surface. It's flat, it sits flush against the skin, we have more surface contact with the face. We don't have to crank the straps down as tight to get a comfortable seal. And finally, if I can get the camera to zoom in a little closer, we have textured the surface of the silicone mask. And think of like an orange peel skin. It's textured so it gives it extra traction. So when you start to perspire, it stays in position and prevents the mask from creeping around the face and affecting the seal. So the difference in materials, folks, you have silicone rubber. It's soft, it's very comfortable. It works well in paint spray environments. The paint, it's very difficult for it to embed itself on the rubber, so it's easier to clean. The elastomeric rubber is also very soft and comfortable, but it doesn't have the features in the paint spray application that the silicone material does. The cartridges and the filter system for paint spray application. In this instance, we have an N95 filter pad that we're going to mount into the retainer ring, and on the pad is printed face side out. And then what we do is we mount that to the charcoal cartridge, and this is a typical application for non-isocyanate-based paints. So I'm going to do that to the next one. Snap those together. Now let's mount the cartridges to the mask. You'll notice we have a round cartridges. Again, it's very low profile and small. The hole in the back of the cartridge is off center, and we have the inhalation connector where we mount the cartridge to. And you'll see, if I can get the camera to zoom in a little bit on this, it's a wheel with 3 spokes. And next to each spoke, there's a number embossed on the mask. The number 1 by the nose, the number 2 behind the cradle suspension here at the ear, and number 3 points to the chin. And because the hole in the back of our cartridge is off-centered, it allows us to rotate the cartridge in 3 different positions. Now, on the top of our cartridge, and you can see this on our website where we show the 3 different positions at www.dentecsafety.com, there's a line and an arrow. And what we want to do is we align the line with the number, and you need to give it friction in back of the facepiece. Push down, quarter turn right, and you'll feel it lock into position. So when I put both of them into position 1, as you'll see here in a moment, the cartridges, because the hole is off-centered, they sweep back, they're out of the way, so that when you wear this and you're going into a painter's position and so forth, it gives you the most amount of downward vision. Now we're going to rotate one of the cartridges just to show you the difference. We're going to put it in position 2, and as you can see, the cartridge rolls in. Depending on if you're wearing on some type of grinding shield or welding helmet, it allows you to move the cartridge into the position so that the grinding shield or welding helmet will sit into its proper position. And then finally, we can also put it in position 3. There are some grinding shields or welding helmets that have a chin protector, curves underneath the chin. So as you can see, this lifts the cartridge up. Thank you for listening about our story on the 100 series silicone and 400 series half mask comfort air respirators. Be safe.